So in today's video, I'm going to talk about why this camera, the Canon M50, and its successor, the Canon R50, are probably the two best cameras for beginners right now. Let me just start off by saying that the Canon M50 and the M50 Mark II are slightly discontinued at this point, so it makes their price point a little bit cheaper than the R50, but if you don't really care about the RF versus EF and all the bells and whistles that come with the newer R50, then this video could be for you, so you can decide which one you're looking for and which one you want as your beginner camera. Alright, so let's start off with this guy. This is the Canon M50. This guy shoots at 24 megapixel. It shoots up to 10 frames per second continuous shooting, and it shoots in 4K. It does also have Canon's dual CMOS pixel autofocus, but it's like the first generation, I guess you would call it. It's an EF mount, it has Wi-Fi, it has Bluetooth, it does have face and subject tracking. It shoots in 4K 24 and full HD at 60 frames, but if you want to shoot in 120 frames, you have to bump it down to 720p. This one that I'm currently holding, if you are wondering, is the Canon M50, not the Mark II. They're basically the exact same thing. They both come in black and white, and I think the only difference is something within the software between the two, but whatever one you can find it right now. If you're wondering the price point for this guy currently on the market, I think the Mark II starts at $599 with the kit lens attached. Can't forget my water. Now, I wish I had the Canon R50 to have like a side-by-side, but I currently don't own it, and so I only have this guy to kind of go off of and show you guys that this is currently what I have, and I will put the R50 somewhere here on the screen so you can see it. But yeah, definitely check it out. It's in the store. I'll give you a little bit of spec detail on what the R50 is and slight differences. Now, because the M50 and the M50 Mark II are discontinued or slightly discontinued at this point, I think you could still find them depending on like which store you go to. The R50, like I said, is its successor. And being that it's the R, it falls in line with the R line, the R5, R10, R8, R7, all those cameras. Okay, so let's move on to the R50. I wish I had it with me, but I currently do not. I'll put it here on the screen so you can take a look at it. But go into your local store and check it out, maybe rent it, use it. For the body only, it starts at $679. If you do put a kit lens on there, it does go up to $799. I think that kit lens is a 18 to 45. The R50 also does come in black and white, just like the M50 came in black and white. The megapixel count on the R50 is 24.2. I think on the M50 it was a 24.1, so there's just a slight bump in megapixel. So the processor on the R50 is the Digic X, and the M50 is the Digic 8. The X is obviously newer, and it has more capability and functionality than the M50 processor does. Both the M50 and the R50 are both APS-C crop sensors, so they are not full frame. If you're looking for a full frame, these are not them, but there's no shame in having a crop sensor because you can do a lot with it. Some people prefer crop sensors over full frame, and some people will prefer the opposite. The R50 does shoot in 8-bit and 10-bit, so if you're not familiar with 8-bit and 10-bit, 10-bit allows more information, more color, just a lot more versatility with the image. So the R50 can shoot up to 4K uncropped at 30 frames per second, oversampled from 6K. And you can also shoot up to 120 frames per second. So just like the M50, the R50 also has the dual pixel autofocus, but it has the generation 2, so it is slightly better and more capable of keeping things in focus and tracking and things like that with whatever you want to focus, whether it's your eye, your face, an animal, things like that. Okay. So, new location. So I thought I'd switch it up a little bit. So the R50 does have a 12 frames per second electronic first current shutter and a 15 frames per second continuous shooting shutter. I did forget to mention that the M50 only shoots 30 minutes for video recording, and on the R50 it shoots up to an hour of video recording. The R50 is UVC and UAC compatible for webcam and streaming, so if you don't want to use like a Logitech or even your webcam on your computer, you could actually hook up the R50 to your machine and use that as your webcam. Or if you're streaming or doing anything like that, it'll probably give you a better quality than what already comes in on your MacBook or your PC or anything like that. So you could hook up the R50 to it and use that instead. The M50 and the R50 only have one SD card slot, not two. They both have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, like I said before. And also the R50 has a vertical shooting mode, so if you're making a lot of reels or shorts or TikToks or anything like that, it does have a mode inside the camera that allows you to shoot vertical and make more vertical videos, so that way you can post those to your social media or anything like that. Alright, let's finish off this video where we started. Alright. So that was a quick video on the M50 and the R50. I'm sorry, I wish I did have the R50 to do a little bit more of a comparison, but I thought I'd just make this quick video telling you more about the M50, even though it is slightly discontinued, but it doesn't mean it's not a great camera, and then its successor, the R50. Now this video is for people that are beginners and is looking for a great beginner camera. These are so compact and small, and if you're just getting into filmmaking or learning how to use cameras or YouTube or anything like that, the M50 and or the R50 are two very good cameras that I would highly recommend looking into. They are slightly different in price, like I said, depending on the lens that you get, or even if you just get a body, but remember that you do have to put a lens on it, so I would recommend just getting a kit lens or even looking into seeing if they have like a creator kit, because usually sometimes these cameras, these beginner vlogging cameras, Canon usually puts them in like a creator kit, so you get a lot of other goodies and bundles within that box that you get, so you're kind of getting like a really good deal. But other than that, for the price point that you get with this camera and or the R50, whatever one you decide to choose, the capabilities that both of these can do are incredible. So like I said, if you're in the market and you're looking for a beginner camera and you don't want to spend too much money, but you want a really great value for what you're getting, this and the R50 are definitely worth looking into. The quality and all the specs and details that you get out of each of these cameras is fantastic, and you really won't be missing out on anything. And it's great to build your skills and anything like that. If you watch my last video, like I said, I started out on a Sony Handycam with those mini DVs that you had to play back in order to upload the footage to your computer. Those were great. But now we get these for beginners, and that's awesome. And I would highly recommend, highly recommend. Like I said, because this one is discontinued, you still may be able to find it somewhere. So if you're just trying to like get your feet wet and try something new, you can still find this. But if you want to get the new and improved R50, that one did come out this year, so you can check that out anywhere, whether it's Best Buy or your local camera store or anything like that. Go and test it out. You don't have to buy it, maybe you could rent it. Now remember, this is like Canon, but if you do want to start vlogging and you do want to start getting into a camera that is compact but is a Sony version, I would check out the ZV-E1. That one's slightly more expensive, but it is Canon's new vlogging-esque camera that they are marketing towards vloggers. It's definitely more expensive than this and the R50, but it's another good recommendation if you're trying to spend a little bit more money and you don't want to go with Canon. Good luck. Hope you enjoyed this video. Had a lot of fun making it. Let me know what you want to see next. I got some ideas brewing and everything like that. I appreciate some of these subscribers that hopped on from the last video. So yeah, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that greatness that we do here on YouTube, and I'll talk to you soon.